Hey, welcome back. I'm going to talk about the motherboards for the Integra 2 2006 and newer. So as my friend Paul Begley would say, get a cup of coffee and calm down so we can understand what's going on here. Beautiful day to be an Integra owner. Best stove ever made. Been selling them since the early 90s. Friends with the designer, Conrad, great guy. It's unfortunate that the best pellet stove ever made isn't being imported anymore. But unfortunately, things go wrong and all good things come to an end. So what we're going to talk about today is your motherboard. Your motherboard for the Integra 2 has 1.29 programming, maybe 1.36, 1.42, last but not least, 2.42. You're probably taking a look at this video because your stove's acting up, not working properly. So you're looking for answers. The motherboard, it's not necessarily the first thing you want to go to when you are trying to troubleshoot your stove. But the nice thing about the Integra 2 is when you have a 1.36, a 1.42 or a 2.42, your error codes are a little more accurate in helping you decipher what's going on with your stove malfunctioning. But for those of you out there that have a 1.29, unfortunately you don't see the error codes. It doesn't talk to you and tell you what's going on in your stove. Easy fix. You can send us your board. For a small fee, we'll actually upgrade the programming to a 1.42, or if you have the T9 module, this is actually the board without the case. The T9 module allows you to use a thermostat. And this works on the 2.42s. First thing we want to talk about is, well, I'm not going to get into error codes because if you take a look on YouTube, you'll actually see that I put a video on about error codes. So let's not get into the error codes. But one thing that I would like to let you know is, again, let's go back to this to make sure that it's very clear, is if you have a 1.29 or a 1.33, we can actually upgrade your board so it actually starts showing you error codes. Now, a 1.33 will show some error codes, and you're better off than a 1.29. But it's like this customer here. This was originally a 1.29, and at some point, Lucky Distributing, the distributorship before we took over, upgraded this board for the customer and threw a sticker on there. Nice placement. But no, Lucky's great guys. John Jansen, man, you couldn't meet a nicer guy. Anyhow, once the board is upgraded, you should be good to go. If you have problems with your board, send them in to us. We'll put them on our test board, which, let me see here if I can get this camera to turn around. I don't think I can while it's recording, so I'm just going to show you the test board. So we have a test board that we put the control board on, and I'll do a video showing the test board in action, but it will tell us exactly what's wrong with your board by the time we're done. And you know, quite often people will end up sending us their boards due to the fact that technicians out there that are hired to come in and work on Osterflam, if they don't know what they're doing, then you know, they just fall back on the, hey, let's just start testing each item, which, you know, are the more thorough technicians out there. They'll disconnect the combustion fan, they'll hook it up to 110. Same for the auger motor and the convection fan. But it's very quick. If you don't want to mess around, well, here's the drawback. If you call us up and say, hey Scott, I need a new board, my board's fried, because somebody told me it was. Okay? And let's just say that they were wrong. And a combustion fan, let's say, burned out. Well, if you end up taking your board, this one here was actually, no, this isn't a combustion fan, this is actually an igniter that burned out. But you can't really see, but there's a little diode in there that's actually melted, which was a given for us, because that's the first thing we look for is the burn marks on the board. If we don't see any burn marks, obviously, you know, throwing it on our test board, it'll tell us exactly what's wrong immediately. So you can take your board out, you can take the cover off, like so. Just be careful when you do it. Try not to, you know, drag your feet too much. When you hold these, I always grab them by the outside. You don't want static electricity, you know, doing damage to your board. But again, send us your board if you just want to know what's going on right away. I think our testing fee is $95. Takes us about an hour, and we ship it back to you. And if by chance you need a new board, then we will give you a trade-in allowance for your burnt up board towards a new refurb, if you want a refurb, which are cheaper, about $100 cheaper, or you can get a brand new one. And the brand new ones are 2.42s. They do come with T9, so they're all pretty much good to go in the way of thermostat mode if you want one. But other than that, there really isn't much more to these boards. Now there is one more thing I want to bring to your attention, and that is I had somebody end up sending me in their board, and their battery was gone. So every time they ended up shutting their stove off, which I think this individual was literally disconnected from power. I don't know if it was a power strip, they were just hitting the off button or what. But the programming they had in it wouldn't last. It wouldn't stay. So they sent me their board, threw in a new battery, and bingo. Fix. So if you have any board questions, give us a call. This video is almost 10 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up. Error codes. Look at my video. Once you get some ideas as to what's going on, you give us a call. We'll help you out. 1-800-348-1021. Email us at offgridstoves with an S at gmail.com. My wife and I are owner-operators, so you know, if we're not distributing products, selling stoves, fireplaces, you know, whatever, out in the field, email will get to us the fastest because we're constantly checking our email and responding. So thanks a lot for watching, and have a wonderful day. See ya.